sit down and look at me for a second. Before we talk about them, we are going to talk about you. Because the truth is, bullying is not just about the aggressor. It is about power, it is about perception, it is about incentives, and whether you realize it or not, you are participating in a power structure every single day, at school, at work, and in your social environment. This is not about being mean, this is not about revenge, and this is not about becoming a villain. This is about survival and positioning. Machiavelli would not ask why they are so cruel. He would ask why this behavior is profitable for them. Bullies repeat what benefits them, so we begin there. Why is it profitable for them to target you? Is it because you react emotionally? Because you do not respond at all? Because others laugh? Because there are no consequences? Or because you appear isolated? Bullying is not random. It is calculated, even if unconsciously. And that is good news, because what is calculated can be disrupted. You cannot control whether someone attempts to disrespect you. You can only control whether it is rewarded. Machiavelli wrote that men offend either out of fear or contempt. If someone bullies you, it is usually not fear, it is contempt. And contempt grows when someone believes there is no cost to crossing you. Right now, in their mind, there is no cost, and that is the real issue. Not their words, not their jokes, not their tone, but the absence of cost. So we are not going to focus on feelings. We are going to focus on leverage. When they insult you, what do? Do you laugh nervously, stay silent, defend yourself emotionally, over-explain, or shrink physically? Be honest, because your body language might be giving them permission. Machiavelli emphasized appearance over intention. He understood that power lives in perception, and if you appear unable or unwilling to retaliate, you become low risk. Bullies, like predators, choose low-risk targets. Here is the first principle you must understand. Injuries that are tolerated become invitations. If someone humiliates you once and nothing happens, they test again. If nothing happens again, it becomes a pattern. If it becomes a pattern, it becomes your identity in that social structure. And once it becomes identity, it is much harder to reverse. That is why Machiavelli believed early response is critical. He warned leaders not to allow small disorders to grow, because when ignored, they become uncontrollable. You may have allowed small disorders, but that stops now. I am not telling you to explode, fight, or insult them back. That would be emotional, and emotion is unstable. We want controlled disruption. The next time they make a comment, you do not laugh, you do not look down, and you do not rush to explain. You look directly at them, you pause, and you let the silence sit. Silence is uncomfortable, and that is precisely why you use it. Then, calmly say something simple like, "Why would you say that?" Not aggressively, not sarcastically, but genuinely. Force them to explain the joke. Bullies thrive in momentum, and you break momentum. If they double down, you maintain eye contact and say, "No, I'm serious. Why?" You are not attacking, you are making it socially expensive. Everyone watching becomes aware, the spotlight shifts, and suddenly the dynamic changes. You did not insult, you did not escalate, but you introduced cost. And that is strategic. Machiavelli famously said, "It is safer to be feared than loved if you must choose," and people misunderstand this. He did not mean become cruel. He meant make sure people know you are not harmless. Right now, they see you as harmless, and that must change, not through aggression, but through unpredictability. If every insult results in the same passive reaction, you are predictable, and predictable equals controllable. Instead, introduce variation. Sometimes silence, sometimes direct questioning, sometimes a flat stare, sometimes a calm boundary like, "Do not talk to me like that." Calm, slow, controlled. If they do not know how you will respond, the risk calculation shifts. Now we go deeper. Why are you alone in this? Bullies rarely attack those with strong alliances. Machiavelli wrote extensively about alliances and believed isolation invites attack. Who do you talk to at school? Who do you eat lunch with? Who do you collaborate with at work? And who respects you? If the answer is not many people, that becomes the second front of your strategy. You do not fight the bully first, you build position first. You increase your value socially. You sit near different people, engage in group projects, contribute ideas in meetings, and show competence visibly. Competence commands respect, and when others see you as capable, attacking you becomes riskier because now they are attacking someone with backing. You do not need to be intimidating, you need to be difficult to exploit. Intimidation is loud, difficulty is quiet. Difficulty looks like calm eye contact, short responses, controlled posture, no visible emotional damage, and consistent boundaries. Bullies enjoy visible damage, so you remove the reward. Emotional control is essential. Machiavelli believed rulers must master their reactions because emotional rulers are manipulated rulers. If they can make you angry, they control you. If they can make you cry, they control you. If they can make you anxious, they control you. So you practice emotional neutrality. This is not suppression, it is discipline. Your heart may race and your hands may sweat, but your face stays neutral, your tone stays slow, and your words stay minimal. Minimal words are powerful because over-explaining signals insecurity, while short sentences signal confidence. If someone continues despite boundaries, you increase cost strategically. At school, you document incidents and involve authority only when a pattern is clear. At work, you keep records, communicate professionally in writing, and shift to structured channels. Never escalate emotionally, escalate structurally. Use systems when personal authority fails, but make sure when you escalate, you win. Half measures create backlash, so you gather evidence quietly with no threats and no announcements. Preparation is power. Now consider something harder. Are you internally agreeing with their insults? Sometimes bullying sticks because it hits a self-doubt. If they call you awkward and you fear you are awkward, it hurts more. Machiavelli believed internal weakness invites external domination. You must work on competence privately. If you feel socially awkward, practice conversation. If you feel physically insecure, train your body. If you feel professionally weak, improve your skills. This is not about them. It is about removing internal doubt. When you stop believing the insult, it loses sting. And when it loses sting, your reaction weakens. And when your reaction weakens, their incentive fades. Imagine the next time they attempted joke, and you do not flinch. You look at them calmly and say, "That is not happening," or "We are not doing that." Short, unemotional, and final. Then you return to your task with no further engagement and no visible irritation. That indifference is powerful because bullies need audience and reaction, and you deny both. You are not trying to dominate them. You are repositioning yourself. Machiavelli respected strength but valued stability more. Your goal is stability. You want an environment where attacking you is inefficient, where there are easier targets, where you are socially integrated enough that harming you harms them. That is strategic safety. Understand this deeply. You are not powerless. You have been passive, and those are different things. Power is not loud. It is consistent. It is posture, timing, alliances, preparation, emotional control, and cost introduction. Bullies thrive on chaos, and you respond with structure. That is how you win without becoming cruel. From today forward, you observe. You control reactions. You set small boundaries. You build alliances. You increase competence, and you gather evidence if necessary. Slowly, quietly, steadily. The strongest victories are the ones that look effortless. Now listen carefully, because this is where most people make mistakes. Your goal is stability. You want an environment where attacking you is inefficient, where there are easier targets, where you are socially integrated enough that harming you harms them. That is strategic safety. You are not trying to become the most feared person in the room. You are trying to become the least profitable person to attack. Bullies operate on incentives, not morality. They scan for reaction, isolation, visible insecurity, and low resistance. When they find someone who provides emotional reward with minimal consequence, they repeat the behavior. This is not personal in the way you think it is. It is behavioral economics playing out in a social environment. If you understand that, you stop taking it as a statement about your worth and start seeing it as a system that can be adjusted. So the first shift you must make is internal. You must stop asking, "Why are they doing this to me?" and start asking, "What are they gaining from this interaction?" Are they gaining laughter from others? Are they gaining dominance? Are they gaining attention? Are they relief from their own insecurity? Or are they simply bored and testing boundaries? If they gain laughter, you disrupt momentum by refusing to play your role. If they gain dominance, you respond calmly and directly instead of shrinking. If they gain attention, you reduce your visible emotional reaction. If they gain social status, you increase your own alliances quietly so that attacking you becomes politically inconvenient. Everything becomes strategic when you stop reacting and start observing. You must also understand the importance of emotional discipline. When someone insults you and you feel your chest tighten, that is your nervous system preparing for threat. That is natural. But if your face shows hurt, anger, or panic, you have provided the reward. Emotional neutrality is not about being cold, it is about denying fuel. A calm expression, steady eye contact, slow speech, and minimal words communicate something powerful. They communicate that you are not easily moved. When someone cannot move you emotionally, they begin to question their leverage. At the same time, you must avoid the opposite extreme, which is explosive retaliation. Emotional aggression feels powerful in the moment, but creates instability. Machiavelli warned against half measures and chaotic reactions because they generate enemies without establishing control. If you lash out unpredictably in anger, you may scare them briefly, but you will also lose social credibility. Controlled firmness is different. It is measured, it is deliberate, and it is proportionate. For example, instead of saying, "Shut up, you're so annoying," you say calmly, "Don't talk to me like that." Instead of arguing for 5 minutes defending yourself, you say, "That's not accurate," and you move on. Instead of laughing nervously to smooth things over, you let the silence sit until they feel the awkwardness of their own behavior. Silence, when deliberate, is powerful. It forces self-awareness onto the aggressor. Now let's talk about alliances, because isolation is the silent partner of bullying. Very few people are targeted when they are visibly integrated into a group. This does not mean you need to become fake or overly social. It means you must increase your visible connections. At school, this might mean sitting with different classmates, participating in group activities, or contributing more in discussions. At work, it might mean speaking up in meetings, volunteering for collaborative projects, or building one-on-one rapport with colleagues. When others see you as competent and connected, attacking you becomes socially risky. Competence, in particular, is a shield. When you are good at what you do, whether academically, professionally, or socially, you shift the narrative around you. People hesitate to undermine someone who contributes value. This is why personal development is not separate from dealing with bullying, it is central to it. If you feel insecure about a skill, improve it. If you feel physically weak, strengthen your body. If you feel socially awkward, practice small conversations daily. Each improvement reduces internal doubt, and when internal doubt shrinks, external attacks lose impact. There is also the matter of reputation. Reputation is slow to build and quick to damage, which is why you must protect it calmly and consistently. If someone spreads false information, you do not panic publicly. You correct it directly with the appropriate people. If someone attempts to undermine you in front of others, you address it with composed clarity. Your tone matters more than your words. Calm correction signals authority, while frantic defense signals insecurity. In situations where the behavior persists despite boundaries, you escalate structurally, not emotionally. In school, that means documenting patterns before involving authority. In the workplace, that means keeping written records, maintaining professional communication, and using official channels if necessary. The key is preparation. When you escalate, you do it with evidence, timing, and composure. Surprise backed by documentation is more effective than repeated verbal complaints. You must also become less predictable. If every insult produces the same passive smile, they know exactly what will happen. When responses vary between silence, direct questioning, calm boundary setting, and strategic disengagement, uncertainty is introduced. Uncertainty increases perceived risk. Perceived risk reduces repetition. Remember this clearly. You are not trying to destroy the bully. You are trying to remove their incentive. Once the interaction becomes unrewarding, inconvenient, or socially costly, they redirect their energy elsewhere. That is not weakness. That is efficiency. Now consider your posture, because your body speaks before your words do. Stand upright, shoulders relaxed but not collapsed, chin level, movements controlled. Do not rush your speech. When you move slowly, you communicate comfort. When you rush, you communicate anxiety. These subtle cues influence how others categorize you in their internal hierarchy. At the same time, guard against becoming hardened or bitter. Machiavelli warned that being feared without being hated is stable. But once hatred builds, coalitions form against you. So you must balance firmness with fairness. Be respectful to others. Be kind where appropriate. Laugh when something is genuinely funny. The goal is not to become cold. The goal is to be unexploitable. There is one final internal shift that matters deeply. You must detach your identity from their opinion. If you secretly believe their insults might be true, every comment lands harder. Work privately on whatever makes you insecure, so that their words lose emotional access. Confidence that is built on competence is far more durable than confidence built on pretending. Over time, something subtle will happen. Your reactions will shrink. Their attempts will decrease. Others will start treating you differently. Not because you threatened anyone, not because you fought, but because you repositioned yourself in the social structure. Stability will replace chaos, and that is the core of this strategy. You observe rather than react. You introduce cost rather than emotion. You build alliances rather than isolate. You improve competence rather than internalize insults. You escalate structurally rather than explosively. And you maintain composure above all else. That is how you shift from being an easy target to being a difficult investment.